Priest's life destroyed by false accusations. Dark secrets unveiled in shocking confession. The church bells rang with a sonorous echo each morning, a sound that brought comfort to the villagers and reminded them of the constancy of faith. I, Father Elias, had dedicated my life to serving God and guiding my flock through the trials and tribulations of life. The church was more than a place of worship. It was a sanctuary for the weary and a beacon of hope for the broken. Among those who sought refuge within its sacred walls was Miriam. She was a slender, timid girl with eyes that carried the weight of unspoken sorrows. Her presence in the parish was as unassuming as the breeze that rustled the leaves in the garden. She worked tirelessly, cleaning the chapel floors, arranging the flowers, and assisting in the kitchen. Yet, despite her quiet demeanor, there was something about her, a fragility that made me take notice. It was on a particularly chilly evening, as the last rays of sunlight bled through the stained glass windows, that Miriam approached me. Her steps were hesitant, her hands clutching the edge of her tattered shawl.
"Father Elias,"
she whispered, her voice trembling like a leaf in the wind. I turned to her, offering a kind smile. "Yes, Miriam? What troubles you, my child?" Her eyes darted around the empty church as if fearing unseen eyes.
I need your help."
She stammered. She went on to describe the torment she endured at the hands of her master, a wealthy and powerful man who lived on the outskirts of the village. Her words painted a picture of cruelty, verbal assaults, physical punishments, and threats that kept her trapped in a cycle of despair.
"I can't go back there,"
she said, her voice breaking.
"Please, Father, I don't know where else to go."
Moved by her plight, I assured her that the church would be her sanctuary. "You are safe here," I said, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "No harm will come to you under God's roof." For a time, it seemed that Miriam had found solace. She took on more responsibilities around the church and even began to smile, a rare and beautiful sight. I felt a deep sense of fulfillment, believing that I had made a difference in her life. But soon, cracks began to form in this fragile peace. It started subtly, whispers among the parishioners, murmurs that ceased abruptly when I entered a room. Their once warm greetings grew cold, their gazes wary. I brushed it off at first, attributing it to village gossip or misunderstandings. After all, small communities had a way of spinning tales out of the mundane. One Sunday morning, as I prepared to deliver my sermon, I noticed something unsettling. The pews, usually filled with familiar faces, had more empty spaces than usual. The villagers who did attend avoided meeting my eyes, their prayers mumbled rather than spoken with conviction. Later that evening, Sister Agnes, a devoted nun who had been with the parish for decades, approached me with a troubled expression.
"Father Elias,"
she began, her voice heavy with concern.
"there are rumors spreading about you."
"Rumors?" I asked, perplexed. "What kind of rumors?" She hesitated, her hands wringing the edge of her habit.
They say you've been too close to Miriam, that you've taken liberties that no man of God should."
The words hit me like a blow to the chest. "That's absurd," I exclaimed. "Miriam came to me seeking refuge. I've done nothing but offer her kindness." Sister Agnes nodded, but her worry didn't abate.
"I believe you, Father, but not everyone will. You must tread carefully."
Her warning lingered in my mind like a dark cloud. That night, as I knelt in prayer, I asked God for guidance. I had done nothing wrong. Of that I was certain. But why then did it feel as though the walls of my world were closing in? The next day, I noticed Miriam behaving strangely. She avoided me, her usual cheerful greetings replaced by mumbled words and quick exits. When I tried to speak with her, she claimed she was busy and hurried away. The whispers grew louder. The villagers, once my trusted flock, began to look at me with suspicion. A simple trip to the market became an ordeal, with cold stares and hushed conversations trailing in my wake. Late one evening, as I sat alone in the chapel, the flickering candlelight casting shadows on the walls, a thought crossed my mind. a chilling thought that refused to be dismissed. Could Miriam have said something to spark these rumors? Or was there someone else, lurking in the background, intent on tearing down everything I had built? As the candles burned lower, their wax pooling at the base, I realized that my life was no longer my own. A storm was brewing, and its first gust had already shaken the foundation of my faith. I rose from my seat, a cold determination settling in my chest. Whatever this storm was, I would face it head on. But in the quiet of that sacred space, a gnawing fear whispered in my ear. What if this storm was only the beginning?
End of episode 1. What could have sparked the villagers' suspicion? Is Miriam hiding something, or is there a darker force at play? Father Elias's world begins to crumble, but the true cause remains shrouded in mystery.